Every year, thousands of excited passengers are stopped at the pier, their dream cruise gone in seconds. And in 2025, it's happening more than ever. Imagine this. You've packed your bags. You've waited months for your dream cruise. But at the terminal, security looks at you and says one word: denied. No refund, no vacation, just heartbreak. And here's the shocking truth. It's happening to more cruisers in 2025 than ever before. In the next few minutes, I'm revealing 14 little-known reasons cruise lines can slam the door on your trip before it even begins. Some of these are so unexpected that even seasoned travelers are caught off guard. Miss just one of these, and you could be the one left waving goodbye from the pier while the ship sails without you. Let's get started. Reason number 1. Expired or invalid travel documents. Arriving with an expired passport or the wrong type of visa for your itinerary is a major red flag for immigration authorities and the cruise line. They are responsible for ensuring all passengers meet the entry requirements for every port of call. Double-check the expiration date of your passport well in advance. Most countries require at least 6 months of validity beyond your intended stay. Verify the specific visa requirements for all the countries on your itinerary. Don't rely on old information. Check the official government websites or consult with your travel agent. I remember hearing about a couple so excited for their European cruise that they completely overlooked the fact that one spouse's passport was expiring the following month. They were heartbroken and denied boarding right there at the terminal. A simple check weeks earlier would have saved their entire vacation. Reason number 2. Missing required vaccinations or health documentation. Certain destinations or global health situations may necessitate specific vaccinations or health certifications. Failure to provide proof can lead to denied boarding to protect the health of all passengers and comply with international health regulations. Stay updated on the latest health advisories and vaccination requirements for your cruise itinerary. Consult your doctor well before your departure to get any necessary vaccinations and ensure you have the official documentation. Keep a digital and hard copy readily accessible. During a period with specific health concerns, a cruiser was turned away from their Caribbean cruise because they hadn't received the required vaccination and couldn't provide proof. They had assumed their usual travel vaccinations were sufficient, but hadn't checked the specific guidelines for that particular sailing. Reason number 3. Being under the legal drinking age without supervision. Cruise lines have strict policies regarding the consumption of alcohol, often aligning with the legal drinking age of their home port or the countries they visit. Attempting to board while underage and without the required adult supervision can result in denied boarding. Be aware of the cruise line's specific alcohol policy, especially if you are traveling with young adults. Ensure that minors are accompanied by adults who will be responsible for them and are aware of the rules regarding alcohol consumption. A group of 19-year-olds on spring break were denied boarding to their Bahamas cruise because their parents weren't traveling with them, and they were under the legal drinking age according to the cruise line's policy. They hadn't realized the restrictions applied even before the ship sailed. Some of the next reasons are even more shocking, and one of them has blindsided thousands of cruisers who thought they were fully prepared. Let's keep going. Reason number 4. Appearing obviously unfit to travel due to illness or intoxication. If you arrive at the terminal visibly ill with contagious symptoms or heavily intoxicated, the cruise line reserves the right to deny boarding for the well-being of yourself and other passengers. If you feel unwell before your cruise, consult a doctor. If you are contagious, it's responsible to postpone your trip. Avoid excessive alcohol consumption before boarding. Arrive at the terminal sober and in good health. I witnessed a situation where a passenger arrived at check-in clearly suffering from a severe flu, coughing uncontrollably. After a brief assessment by the medical staff, they were unfortunately denied boarding to prevent the potential spread of illness throughout the ship. Reason number 5. Violating the cruise line's terms and conditions. Cruise lines have terms and conditions that passengers agree to upon booking. If you have a history of disruptive behavior on previous cruises with the same line, or if you act aggressively or inappropriately at the terminal, you could be denied boarding. Familiarize yourself with the cruise line's terms and conditions before your cruise. Conduct yourself respectfully towards cruise staff and fellow passengers at all times, both before and during the voyage. I heard of a passenger who had been previously banned from a particular cruise line due to a significant onboard incident. When they attempted to board another cruise with the same company under a slightly different name, their record was flagged, and they were denied boarding. Reason number 6. Carrying prohibited items in your luggage. Cruise lines have strict regulations on items that are not allowed on board for safety and security reasons. Attempting to bring prohibited items can lead to denied boarding, confiscation of the items, or even further penalties. Carefully review the cruise line's list of prohibited items well before packing. Common examples include firearms, illegal drugs, large amounts of alcohol, and certain appliances. If you are unsure about an item, contact the cruise line for clarification. A well-intentioned but misinformed traveler tried to bring a small personal heater on board for their cabin, unaware that heating appliances are strictly prohibited due to fire safety regulations. Their bag was flagged during security screening, and after a discussion, they were nearly denied boarding until the heater was properly disposed of. The next set of reasons aren't just about documents or luggage. They hit at mistakes travelers make without even realizing it. And trust me, you don't want to learn these the hard way. Reason number 7. Overstaying a previous visa in the destination country. If your current cruise departs from or visits a country where you have previously overstayed a visa, immigration authorities may flag your record, and the cruise line could be instructed to deny your boarding. Ensure you have complied with all visa regulations during any previous travels. If you have overstayed a visa in the past, resolve any outstanding issues with the relevant immigration authorities before booking your cruise. A passenger who had overstayed their tourist visa in the United States several years prior was denied boarding for a Caribbean cruise departing from a U.S. port, even though they believed the issue was resolved. Their past immigration violation triggered a flag during the pre-boarding checks. Reason number 8. Providing false information during booking or check-in. Providing inaccurate information, such as a different age or nationality, during the booking process or at check-in is a serious violation of the cruise line's policies and can lead to denied boarding. Be honest and accurate when providing your personal details during the booking process and at check-in. Ensure all information on your boarding documents matches your official identification. A younger individual attempted to book a cruise with a senior discount by falsely claiming to be over 70. Their actual age was discovered during the check-in process, and they were denied boarding due to the fraudulent information provided. Reason number 9. Being a potential security risk. If your name appears on government security watch lists, the cruise line may be legally obligated or deem it a security risk to allow you to board the vessel. While this is largely outside of an individual's control, ensuring all your personal information is accurate and consistent across all documents can help avoid mistaken identity issues. If you have any concerns, you may want to consult with relevant authorities before booking. While specific details are confidential, there have been instances where individuals whose names closely resembled those on security watch lists have faced temporary delays or additional screening at the port. Some of the following reasons aren't just frustrating. They can completely derail your vacation plans with zero warning. Reason number 10. Not having sufficient funds. Some countries may have requirements for visitors to demonstrate sufficient funds to support their stay. While less common for cruise passengers in transit, it can be a factor in certain itineraries or if you are extending your stay in a port of call. Research the entry requirements for all destinations on your cruise, including any potential need to demonstrate sufficient funds. Ensure you have access to adequate financial resources for your trip. A traveler on a longer voyage with an extended stay in a European port was asked to provide proof of sufficient funds upon arrival at the cruise terminal. While ultimately resolved, it caused significant stress and a near denial of boarding due to a misunderstanding of the destination's requirements. Reason number 11. Missing the required documentation for minors. When traveling with children, especially if both parents are not present, specific documentation such as birth certificates and consent letters may be required to prevent international child abduction. If you are traveling with minors without both legal guardians, ensure you have the necessary documentation, including original birth certificates and notarized consent letters from the non-accompanying parents. A grandparent traveling with their grandchild was almost denied boarding because they didn't have a notarized letter of consent from the child's parents. The issue was resolved after significant delays and phone calls, highlighting the importance of this documentation. Reason number 12. Booking violations. Attempting to exceed the maximum occupancy for your booked cabin is a violation of safety regulations and cruise line policies and can lead to denied boarding for the extra passengers. Ensure your booking accurately reflects the number of travelers in your party and that it adheres to the cabin's maximum occupancy limits. Book connecting cabins or a larger suite if needed. A family of 5 booked an interior cabin with a maximum occupancy of 4, hoping to squeeze in. They were informed at the terminal that the 5th person would not be allowed to board due to safety regulations and cabin capacity limits. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, wait until you hear this last set. These are the curveballs you'd never expect. Reason number 13. Outstanding balances on previous cruises with the same line. If you have an outstanding balance from a previous cruise with the same cruise line, they may deny your boarding for a new voyage until the debt is settled. Ensure all outstanding balances with the cruise line are paid in full well before your next sailing date. Review your account and address any issues promptly. A couple was surprised to be denied boarding for their anniversary cruise due to a small, forgotten charge from a beverage package on their cruise the previous year. The issue was eventually resolved with a phone call and immediate payment, but it caused unnecessary stress and delay. Reason number 14. The cruise line has overbooked the sailing. While rare, cruise lines can occasionally overbook a sailing. In such situations, they may have to deny boarding to some passengers, often offering compensation and alternative travel arrangements. While you have limited control over this, booking early and confirming your reservation can minimize the risk. Ensure you have the cruise line's contact information readily available in case of any last-minute changes or issues. While uncommon, I have heard of instances where passengers with less flexible travel plans were unfortunately affected by overbooking. Cruise lines typically try to avoid this situation and offer compensation to those impacted. So there you have it, 14 potential reasons why you might be denied boarding for your cruise in 2025. While the vast majority of cruises embark smoothly, being aware of these potential pitfalls and taking the necessary precautions is key to ensuring your vacation gets off to a fantastic start. Remember, thorough preparation and attention to detail with your travel documents, health requirements, and the cruise line's policies are your best defenses against any pierside surprises. Have you ever experienced a close call or seen someone almost denied boarding? Share your story in the comments below. It might help another cruiser. And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to our channel for more essential cruise tips and advice. Wishing you smooth seas and happy travels.